Hi, and welcome to episode 20 of the Load Down podcast. This week, we round off our headliner specials as we discuss Green Day with Green Day Superfans and tribute band Green Fake, as they tell us why Green Day's long awaited download debut will be one for the ages.
This is the Low Down Podcast. This is the Low Down Podcast.
Oh, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening.
Wherever
Well,
we are now, judging by how dark it is
definitely
outside.
evening.
You might notice we are in a different setting today. We are in my conservatory for a change because we are interviewing somebody today and there's no Wi-Fi out in the bar. So yeah, needs must. So we've
We're
moved,
adapting.
moved the flag in. We're getting ready for download with a nice warm beer that Johnny's brought around.
I know. Straight off the shelf. Cheers.
And we are interviewing. We have got a
Awesome.
special interview, tonight with some Green Day superfans. So if you've been following any of our podcasts or listening since the start, you'll know we have covered the Sunday and the Saturday. We've gone in with the first band last
Yeah.
for some reason, but we have a Green Day tribute band coming to join us tonight. They are touring the UK at the moment, doing their, Johnny will remember that, the Awesome as Fake tour.
Yeah, that's cool.
We'll cover that a bit more when we
Yeah.
talk to him in a bit, but we're wanting to get some super fans to give us their thoughts on why Green Day is going to be a download set for the ages. Neither of us have actually seen Green Day
That's it. I
before.
think that's why it's important to get some other guys on
Yeah,
and get their perspective on things. And this,
I can't believe I haven't seen.
yeah,
Green Day.
I'm shocked actually. I'm quite shocked. And we've said it before. I think like we've just missed them,
Yeah.
missed opportunities to see them.
Well, every time they've been anywhere near us, really, it's been Leeds.
Yeah.
And for the last 10, 15 years, I've probably avoided Leeds quite
Yeah,
actively
yeah.
just because of, well, we're getting on a bit now. I mean, I know friends that have gone and had a great time, but
Yeah.
well, I've just been doing other things, really. August
Going
Bank
to
Holidays,
download.
got to download, yeah. So it's just never really, the stars haven't aligned for some reason, and I probably should have made more of an effort. I remember a ticket came up at the time for when they did the Milton Keynes shows, you know, the
Oh yeah, yeah,
Bullet in a Bible
Yeah.
one, and I always regretted not going.
yeah.
And just never did.
Some belting footage of that as well.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite gig DVDs. I
Yeah.
think they've just really captured a moment
Yeah,
in
it's
time
great,
there.
isn't it?
And for them to do it in the UK, they've obviously got a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of love for us over here. So yeah, we'll talk a bit with them about why Green Day have never turned up at download. It's been a long time coming, so we were very excited, as you probably saw in the initial
Yeah, the reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's a bucket list band for me.
Yeah.
It'll be great. And what better way to talk about it than with a group of guys who play the songs back
Yeah.
to back every week.
yeah, they'll know what goes down well.
They will. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to them in a bit. We've got about a little bit of time before we do that. So, what else has been going on in the world of download, Johnny?
Well, we've had another download family announcement.
Eventually,
Hmm.
that seems to come through in like dribbles, doesn't it? You didn't get yours, did you?
It is frustrating. I saw on the forums and some of the groups today that a lot of people aren't getting them. So I've signed up but I think it was if you're already kind of part of the group before the family came about in the last few months, it automatically enrolled you. So I didn't have to.
I've done both.
Yeah,
maybe
I
maybe
did. Well,
that's why.
I did try both as well. So I'm still not getting anything through, and there's quite a lot of people. But
Maybe I've doubled up, and it's.
yeah,
But yeah, I know a few people. It's well, you didn't get them at all. Mine came through about 6 hours
Yeah.
after everyone else, it seems. So
but nonetheless, we
got
have
an email.
another
We
email.
won't say too much. We don't want to. You'll have to sign up to the download family thing. But yeah, this screenshot I've taken is awful, so I'll read it because
I was going to say, Karen,
So yeah, welcome back. The second issue of the Download Family's here. So yeah, get yourself signed up if you want these little bonus things. So another interesting one. There's another big pre-sale on it,
Yeah.
and that's for the Slayer shows. So just to go off on a slight tangent, big tour announcement really.
Yeah.
Well, tour 2 days.
Gigs, yeah.
Cardiff, Blackweir Field, and London's Finsbury Park this July. Slayer are returning to our shores
Yeah, incredible.
after missing Tool to watch Slayer's final ever UK show. The back.
I'm really chuffed though, because I was gutted because I was supposed to obviously got that download
Yeah,
and
you
I
had
missed
to back
them.
out last minute.
And I thought I only ever seen them once, which is in 2017 on my stag. I never thought I'd get to see them again, but obviously they're playing the Back to the Beginning.
As well,
Not
yeah.
that we'll probably talk about that every bloody week until we go, and you'll be sick of us talking about it.
That's a change from Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, cheering our centre backs.
Yeah, but it's I'm happy to see Slayer back.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I just wish people would stop saying it's their last ever.
Yeah,
tour.
obviously gig tickets are very expensive these days.
Yeah.
Over 100 quid for these tickets, aren't they?
It is, but it's a hell of a lineup.
Yeah, it is.
It's a day festival essentially. You've got Amon Amarth, you've got Anthrax, Mastodon, Hatebreed, and Neckbreaker. And if you are signed up for the family thing, you get pre-sale linked for both gigs as well. And that's the second one so far because we've had them for... I'll have to open the thing. The cats just come in. I'm early. Yeah, that's the second one because obviously the Back to the Beginning got pre-sale as well. So it's something that they seem to be taking seriously.
I guess what we're saying with the saying it's your last gig, people fork out a lot of money to see their favourite band's last gig. Do you know what I mean? And some people might have gone specifically to Download with the last ever Slayer gig, got a day ticket, forked out a fortune, skinned it themselves.
They might have missed out.
And then a few years later, they're back. I imagine Kiss fans were probably feeling exactly the same.
Yeah.
Constantly skint.
I did a list a while back of bands that I've seen on farewell tours that ended up not being.
Yeah.
It ended up with Nine Inch Nails. I saw their final ever UK show at Nebworth. The only one that I think was genuine up to now was probably Slayer. But I can't think of any that haven't eventually come back.
Yeah. My wife goes mental because she's like, oh, I have to go and see them because we're probably not going to get to see them again. And then a year later, we go and see them.
Yeah.
She said that about the Sabbath one. I said, no, that'll there.
You end up missing like family events and
You
stuff
do?
to go and watch.
Yeah.
I went Judas Priest's Epitaph tour.
Yeah.
Which ended up being Aerosmith. Oh, Aerosmith's one ended up being the farewell UK. Because they retired. But that was another one that nearly didn't end up being. It's a lot of shite, really, isn't it? But when you're talking about gig prices, the 5 tickets. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know.
£105 to see 5.
And a DJ.
And the DJ, the support, it's not even like, I mean, that's 100 quid and you're getting, what? You're getting
4 or 5 big bands.
You're getting 4 big bands and an up and coming band. But that's great value, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
In today's prices, at least.
Yeah.
You know, it may be not once upon a time, but if you'd have come and said Slayer were playing a show and it was 60 quid, I'd go, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You had them other bands in, and it's.
And in fact, that's a lot of bands.
Yeah.
For one gig, I'd take Slayer and any one of them, really.
You got 2 of the big 4.
Yeah.
And you got Amon Amarth, Mastodon are good, but obviously we've said this before. I don't think Mastodon are great in the daylight.
Yeah, it doesn't land well, does it?
No. But yeah, that's another good thing for the Download family. And there's a few different things. Great Frog, there's a 10% off it. And there's also a £5 off the Big Green Coach as well.
Yeah, we've done that before. It's good.
There's some shite t-shirts. Have you seen them t-shirts?
No, I haven't.
It's apparently a Download family special t-shirt. So if anyone's bought one, I apologise for crapping on your purchase. But it just says bound by sound on it.
Does it say anything about Download?
Doesn't say anything about Download. It's 35 quid, I think. And looks like something you'd have got from Primark, to be honest.
So, speaking of that, there's a hell of a lot of band merch and stuff in like Primark and all over ASOS and everything at the moment. It's really blown up. I mean,
I got a Nirvana shirt from Matalan in the sale.
Did you?
It's like 4 quid.
Yeah. I saw that actually.
I feel like I'm in the Kardashians or something, like one of those posers. I'm going to get asked that. Name 3 songs.
When did you see that with the Kardashians? Then they wore a Slayer
Oh
t-shirt,
yeah, yeah.
and then Slayer wore a t-shirt on stage saying "Kill the guy."
Yeah, it was Jeff Holt, wasn't it?
Fucking hell. Um, so yeah, some good
Jeff
stuff
Holt,
on
Gary Holt.
Gary Holt.
Jeff Hanneman's replacement, Gary Holt. I'll just mash a whole sentence into two
Yeah.
words. And the big
Yeah.
one is top secret. I mean, obviously everyone's shared this, but multiple secret sets confirmed for download 22, which is 25. And it says, don't miss blank this June.
Mm,
So, a lot of discussion on this today on the forums.
yeah. Who's up there?
The
Who do you think?
big names. The rumor actually came before this news came. Someone on the eFestivals forum, and I can't remember the name, so I apologise. Someone with previous good information
Oh, okay.
said that there is a secret set by a big band,
Mhm.
a significant band, not a headliner.
Right.
So I've got two that make sense to me.
Yeah.
One is Architects,
Yeah.
new album, doing okay, isn't it? I think a few people are saying it's the best thing they've heard all
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. It's getting a lot of hype.
And a few people are saying, yeah, it's a bit paint by
Yeah.
numbers.
Okay.
I haven't listened to it yet, so I won't.
No, I haven't yet.
So they have got a UK tour to promote at the end of the year. So I think if they maybe want to do a bit of promotion in June, but don't want to affect the tour sales,
Yeah.
rock up and get a bit of hype behind it at download.
Yeah.
I think that could happen. And then obviously we are 20 years on from Trivium's famous
Yeah.
Ozfest Day, where they got bumped up to main stage and absolutely tore the place
Yeah.
to pieces. So a 20-year secret set, give them if they had like 25 minutes on the main stage.
Yeah.
I think that'd be unbelievable.
That would be very special. I'd love to see them, especially after we missed them.
Yeah.
In Manchester. But
I mean, it's all wish list stuff for me, but
it is, yeah.
it makes logical sense, and
And there's
it would be
nothing.
cool.
So they're playing Bloodstock, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's nothing on there saying UK exclusive or anything like that, is there?
Well, it doesn't.
I suppose
It doesn't matter if you're a secret. So I'm
Yeah,
led to
okay.
believe, because you're not advertising them. You're not
Yeah,
selling tickets based on it.
because you just have to be there on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they get around it through that. That's why we're.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's what happened with Metallica in 2003.
Yeah.
They wanted to step into this place vacated by Limp Bizkit,
Right.
and they couldn't because they were festival exclusives.
Yeah. Somewhere
Reading and
else.
Leeds.
Yeah. Okay.
So they then said, "Oh, we'll just do it."
Cool.
So yeah, I think that's exciting. There's also, I mean, when it says multiple, they often do secret sets in Village, District X.
Yeah.
So there's those as well. So
Oh, you like the acoustic stuff
yeah,
and
yeah, like
some of the DJ sets. and
yeah,
everything.
Skindred rock up and
Yeah,
there'll be Bowling for Soup and
Yeah.
bands like that. So there's that as well. So I think they'll count them in the multiple.
Cool.
But
It's exciting on the day.
I like it. And you spend all weekend with everyone
Well,
convinced it's like the biggest band in the world.
I was 100% that it was Ghost.
I was as well.
Yeah, because of all the posters and stuff and all the video and merch. And I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a good one.
Well, they did put a big. It definitely hinted almost.
Oh,
like
it
that,
did,
didn't
yeah. Not just a video.
Because they had the big posters everywhere
Yeah.
saying it's coming
Yeah.
Sunday's day, and I was like, oh god, it might actually be Ghost.
Yeah.
And I don't even think the video got played properly, did it? Because of the weather problems.
Oh, I don't know whether it did.
Absolute shit show.
But yeah, so that will be very exciting. We'll be
Yeah.
following it on the day, waiting for the announcements. If it comes with the download family thing, we probably won't fucking get it.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll just
Yeah, that
find
happened
out.
5 hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to in a Facebook group with some of the admins of different pages and stuff. And
Yeah.
Trish has been helping us out with if we aren't getting the emails and stuff. So
Yeah.
feed it back to her. Trish, you have to sort us out, get
Sort us out.
get the emails flowing properly.
That has been the family.
Yeah. So on that as well, I'm just thinking about we mentioned Ghosts. We might as well have a
Yeah.
little chat about that before.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got the new Papa 5, Papa Pituita.
Just I can never bloody pronounce
No.
any of them.
He's got a new mask, and Ghost have got a new
Yeah.
Satanized,
Satanized.
and the new album, Bo Selector, or it's called. What's it called? Skeletor. All I can see is Selector.
Selector.
Yeah, Skeletor, and yeah, the new mask's pretty cool.
They look pretty smart, don't they? It reminds me a little bit like I know it's a mask, but like they have a masquerade ball type.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's like these ones. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Like a half mask. which you said was it?
Yeah,
I imagine he struggles to sing with all that bloody
yeah. Apparently
prosthetics on them.
yeah the silicon or whatever it is, the latex mask was
Yeah,
quite hot and
you can almost see it restricts in his like mouth movement
yeah,
a fair bit, so it's like a half mask. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's
yeah. It's quite cool.
pretty cool. They
But
did a quite a good announcement. So they had a huge billboard on Las Vegas
all right,
Strip, saying V is coming, so 5 is
yeah.
coming, and then when they were ready, and they streamed that live for 2 or 3 days on YouTube, and then they released like all the white smoke out the back of it,
All right,
like
that's
bit like
fun.
with the Pope, where they said, "Oh, we've come to a decision or whatever it is." So yeah, pretty.
That was nearly timed well with the
Yeah,
I'll get in trouble.
could it be? Can it? So yeah, pretty cool. I mean, they've just got that such loyal fan base,
Yeah,
and they've got everyone hooked in and very, very clever with that stuff. And because similar to how Creeper are, I think,
yeah.
where they can oh, who's gonna
These screens go.
yeah, similar to how they can like reinvent themselves every couple of years to keep it fresh. It keeps everyone engaged, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, video's gone off.
did this with the
Yeah, it did last time, didn't it? But yeah, the quite like the new single.
I like it. It's
It
catchy,
it is catchy.
and I like some of the sort of work with the kind of offbeat
Yeah.
timing. I just wish the guitars were heavier.
Yeah. I messaged you and said it sounds a little bit like they put it through the BB amp like you used to have them
Yeah,
at school.
BB
But
Blaster.
yeah, BB Blaster. Yeah. Yeah, it would be great if it was really heavy. But it reminded me of earlier Ghost as well a
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
I think that's why the guitar tone frustrated me
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was thinking about songs
Expecting it to
like
be like
is it Conclave
yeah.
Conjugal and Elizabeth and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, where it's like
They're
proper like
gritty.
gritty sort of Sabbathy guitars.
His voice has almost changed as well that way, hasn't it? It used to be
Yeah,
quite this. Now it's a bit smoother, a bit.
a bit, yeah.
But you never know
So-
what to expect with Ghost. I mean, that's one song on the album,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
it'll be there'll be some stuff in there that's so different.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I'm still backing them for download
Yeah, I think
2026
number
download
20
23, whatever the we're on.
next year.
26,
Yeah.
23. Yeah, I think they're in ready and waiting for
Yeah.
that first headline slot. I think they showed that with the size of the crowd.
They put on a hell of a show on the second stage. I'd love to see that on the bigger main
Yeah,
stage.
in the dark.
In the dark would be incredible. I wanted to see them this year actually on the tour, but tickets are selling quite well. I had a look before.
Yeah,
Not many tickets left. Very expensive.
yeah.
Some of the seated, 200 quid for a seated ticket.
Is that dynamic?
Yeah, I know.
Just getting absolutely
There's no standing tickets left. So yeah, we'll be doing that.
outrageous.
Mm.
It means every gig. I mean, especially for people like me and Johnny who live 2 hours away from. I mean, our closest big arena is Manchester
Yeah, it is,
or
yeah.
Liverpool, and
Yeah.
you're looking at a 2 hour
Couple of
drive,
hours,
aren't
yeah.
you? So then you're looking 2 hour drive or an expensive train, and hotels are 200 to 300 quid.
Yeah.
Wild. So we are going to have a little pause and gather our thoughts before we talk to the great Green Fake.
Do we want to do a bio?
We better add, yeah. We are not having a pause.
We're not
We're
having
going to do a
pause,
quick
just
bio.
throughout that. Just have a quick read.
Let's do it.
Just to set us up.
This is of Green Day, not of Green
Yeah,
Fake.
not Green
So
Fake.
if you haven't heard of this band that are headlining on Friday, then you must have had your head firmly in the sand.
Yeah.
But this is Green
So
Day.
here we go, and I'm sure there's probably some daft words in here that we can't pronounce, but we'll give it a shot. So this is Green Day biography by Stephen Thomas Erlewine. So since the early 90s, Bay Area trio Green Day has been one of the most celebrated and successful bands in the world, going from an energetic and snarling pop-punk group into an increasingly melodic and stylistically adventurous act, and infiltrating the mainstream early in the process. From the start, the band took notes from their anarchic and attitudes and loud, fast, snotty approach in jittery late 70s punk acts like The Jam and Sham 69, but elevated their blasting sound with pop elements like catchy hooks, tightly arranged strong structures, and Beatle-esque esque vocal harmonies.
I may have skipped this bit. This winning combination made their 1994 major label debut. I never know how to pronounce this. Is it Dookie or Dookie?
I said Dookie?
Dookie, I did as well. An enormous breakthrough hit, serving as an entry point to punk for many listeners who were coming of age when it first blasted up the charts. As they soldiered through the ensuing decades, and this is something I was thinking about quite a bit. The late 90s and early 2000s was a right dip for them. If you look at festival lineups, they started to drop off a little bit. But then, obviously, Green Day matured without losing any of the lawless attitude they'd built their sound on, reaching a career peak with 2004's American Idiot. And I mean, we could talk for days about the effect that album had on their career and on music, to be honest. A socio-political rock opera and Grammy-winning international success. Over the years, Green Day expanded their sound to include nods to glam rock, soul, and larger-than-life arena rock, taking the time to make such detours as 2020's Father of All, but they also found sustenance in their pop punk, as indicated by 2024's Rousing Saviours.
Do you want to do the next bit? Go for it. Green Day rose from the Northern California underground punk scene. Childhood friends Billy Joe Armstrong and Mike Dirnt formed their first band Sweet Children in Rodeo, California when they were 14. By 1989, the group had added a drummer, Al Sobrante, and changed its name to Green Day. The same year, the band independently released its first EP, 1000 Hours, which was well received in the California hardcore punk scene. Debut full-length 39 Smooth and the Slappy EP arrived soon after in 1990. By 1991, the group had a signed contract with local independent label Lookout. Combining their first three efforts into one compilation, Green Day issued 1039 Smooth Out Slappy Hours for the label. Shortly after its release, they replaced Sobrante with Trey Cool, who was born Frank Edwin Wright III, who became the band's permanent drummer.
Yeah. Interesting.
Brilliant.
As well. And a fact that I always find really interesting is that American Idiot might never have actually happened. If anyone doesn't know, I'm just going to quickly get the... Yeah, so Green Day took to the studio in, I think it was 2003, and recorded an album called Cigarettes and Valentines. And it was stolen.
Yeah.
Someone stole the tapes, and rather than re-record them, they took it as a bit of a sign and scrapped it. And went back to the drawing board and then brought out the biggest rock album probably of that decade. So, incredible.
It's insane, isn't it?
So we will have a little pause now, and we're going to talk to the guys in Green Fake. So keep listening and enjoy. Yeah, so we're obviously joined today by the guys from Green Fake. So we've got Cameron, who's on the top left of our screen there, Stephen down the bottom, and Chris. So can you tell us, so Cameron, who do you represent in the Green Day tribe?
I am the Jason White of Green Fake, so the lead guitarist.
Cool. And that's great. So you're like the fourth member.
Official member.
Yeah.
Official.
How about you, Stephen?
I'm the bass player, so I'm Mike Dirnt at the minute.
Yeah, Mike Dirnt. Cool. And Chris?
They drums, drummer boy.
You're Trey Cool.
From extraordinaire at the back. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So how did Green...
Do you have any idea who you thought we were?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
No, not really. I thought, Chris, you could probably pull off a Billy Joe as well. And I think, Stephen, you would probably be able to do Mike and probably Trey Cool as well. You got the hair to kind of to pull that off.
Yeah. Just need to dye it blue.
Yeah. So how did it come to be, the Green Fake?
So, to be fair, our elusive Billy Joe, who's not here at the moment, but he hasn't died. He's just he's on different things. Probably in Ireland. He's from Ireland originally, so maybe he's
okay.
But me and our Billy Alex, we used to do like wedding bands, play quite a few different sort of functions, sort of projects. I remember when he said when he used to be back in Belfast, he did actually have a Green Day tribute, and I was like, well, I love Green Day. Trey Cool's one of the drummers that got me into playing. I'd love to do that. Fast forward 2 years, we get in an agency with the wedding stuff, and it's not really working too well. We haven't really got many gigs. I'm like, should we start that sort of project back up again? I believe he met Steve on a night out.
Yeah, just a random chance night out that I
Was
was
it?
out with a
Great.
mate getting drunk, and he so happened to be doing an acoustic gig. And I don't even know how I got talking to him, but eventually he sat down at the table and we're all having a good chat. And like, luckily, we added each other on Instagram. And then, like, about a year later from that was like when he messaged and was like, "You like Green Day, don't you?" He's like, "Yeah."
That's brilliant.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron knows that. I think it's because your Instagram name was very like.
It was basket case.
Yeah. There's no was, it still is.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
still is basket case.
What about
then,
you, Cameron? How did you
Well,
come to the group?
I'm the newest member of the band, and funnily enough, I actually started I did a gig of depping for Steve, so I was Mike Dern for Mike.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in there's this WhatsApp group chat called DepSap where just loads of musicians are in there, and they're like, need a last minute musician for
Yeah,
a
bro.
wedding or for this, and then these guys came up, and they'd been on my radar for a while, like on Instagram and stuff, and it said that they were doing the American Idiot album in full, and they needed a bass player for this one gig, and I was like, I know them all. All my mates sent me this post. They were like, "You'd be great for this," and I was like, "I'm already on it." But funnily enough, the drummer of one of my other bands had actually already played for them, like a few months prior to that.
Oh,
which I
right.
Yeah, they did for Chris while he was ill.
Yeah, it was all become very incestuous. Then at the time they were just three-piece playing to backing tracks with like a lot of Jason White's parts and stuff on there. And I sort of, because I'm a bit of a parasite, I sort of said, have you guys ever thought about getting Jason White in the band? Because I could do that. And they were like, yeah, I've been thinking about it. And then next thing I know, Chris calls me. He was like, we want you to join the band.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. So you all live locally to each other, or are you different
We're
ends
all
of the
miles
country?
apart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 So how does that work logistically then? Do you just kind of get together for the tour and the gigs, or?
Pretty much. I tend to pick up Chris and Alex. I'm from sort of like the east side of Manchester in Oldham.
Yeah.
So then I'll drive to Warrington to pick Chris up. Then I'll drive up towards Wigan to pick Alex up. And then so far we've met Cam like at a gig somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to do one big loop and then off we go.
Yeah,
It's
it worked.
incredible.
It works though. Yeah.
To add on that, Cameron saved our arse. Like,
Mhm.
no, it was in Munich, and Steve obviously has recently become a dad. So
Oh, man, great.
Congratulations.
that one, like, but it was a chaotic one. It was like, I need to find a Mike Dern like ASAP. Like, but I didn't want to just choose any musician, because especially when it's a tribute, like you could get a bass player who could fill, the book. Like, that's fair enough. They can do,
Yeah.
make it work. But when it's a tribute, you want someone on board who like cares about the music, because it isn't just like you're just playing, a roster of songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Justice. And obviously, yeah, when Cameron was like, "Oh, I know it," and he kind of sent a few things over, he obviously fit the bill on that. So
Oh, that's perfect.
Well,
ever since-
that's the thing with Green Day as well. You've got with Mike Dern, with Trey Cool and Billy Joy, you've got such iconic, and you just know. I mean, even as soon as you hear the name, you see the image, you see the stage presence and the way that they are. Trey Cool behind a kit, and so it's a big thing as a tribute band to replicate. I guess you can't just stand there and just play like a 4-piece wedding band, can you? You've got to give it your all and give it the big one, really.
We've
gotta
played
take
in
on that
bands for
persona.
years, haven't we? And so I was playing wedding bands for years. Did the similar thing, function after function. And you played in a tribute. So Mike was in a Oasis tribute that did
Oh, no
really
way.
well.
Apologies.
But they were fantastic. So yeah, we feel the
Yeah, we were in a band called Mad for It, so we played
nice.
around. Yeah, we toured up and down. And sorry, I didn't. That you cut out there, Chris.
what What role? Who was your role?
I played lead guitar,
Oh,
Bald,
okay.
bald, no.
but I can't sing for Toffee.
Bald,
So
bald.
yeah, I wasn't bald then. That's happened in the in the intermittent years. You never know on the reunion. I might fit the bill.
Hey, never think
I actually bought a wig as well.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, the God.
I'll have to put that picture on. I've got a picture
Oh,
somewhere.
wow.
My daughter was absolutely howling when she saw it. I
Dedicated.
don't even like Oasis really. I just it's one of them. It was just like the local like music community. The singer said, "Oh, I'm doing this, and I need a lead guitarist." And I thought, "Yeah, why not? I'll give it a go.
Nice.
There's something to do."
Yeah. So how long have you guys been going then? How long's the project's been there?
I don't know. I joined like a month ago.
So we had our first initial sort of practice in September 2023, but our first gig was it February 2024?
It was end of Jan
Hmm.
20 or almost Feb, and then so yeah, about a year,
Just over a year now, yeah.
off on the road about a year and a bit now. But it was a bit weird. Yeah, me and Steve were both saying, one of the recent gigs we had where, when we were up and down a few places, like I think we had one where we were in the Midlands, we were in like Yorkshire, we were all over the shop for that weekend, and we were basically saying how like we didn't expect for it to kind of crack off as well as it did. It was like, we like the band, let's, book a few gigs, we'll see what happens there. But then, especially in the Midlands and the North, it's been really kind to us. Like in a lot of the venues, we've been able to build up quite a fan base. Like we've had some people who've been to six, 7, 8 shows now. Like, and
Oh, that's brilliant.
still not, but they still want to come to more. So doing something right in that respect. But yeah, it's really taken off. For obviously saying we've only been going for about a year and a bit.
You should probably hit your timing really well as well with this, the Saviors tour, and I'm a big hype around Green Day. You've probably hit the, really, really got the sweet spot of when to form.
And speaking for
Definitely.
obviously you're coming to Barrow in
May,
May?
2nd of May,
I think it is.
at the meeting
Yep,
place.
2nd of May, yeah.
But even then, it's very, very small town, a real tight-knit, like alternative community. But the tribute acts that are coming through, it's week on week, and it's the same crowds turning up, and it's really growing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a real community feel there, and you go and you see the same people all the time, and people are. It's almost like like a mini sort of.
It feels like a mini download when we go.
Oh,
It
brilliant.
does. Yeah, it's great. It's a real good.
Yeah,
crowd.
you'll have a really
You'll
good
have
time
a
there.
blast.
It'll be a really good crowd. We saw the Offspin, and
Okay.
we've seen a few.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to
reviews
see
there.
them.
Yeah,
Wanna
they're
get
good.
shout out to the Ospin if you're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they did a Sum 41 tribute the same, and it was the same band. They just swapped the singer, didn't they?
Ah, right. Okay.
All right. Is it Sum
Yeah.
41 as in SOME Sum 41?
I think it
I
is.
think it
Yeah,
might have been,
Yeah, they were
yeah.
good as well. Like, I really want to see them.
yeah,
Yeah, we got some belting ones coming through. So
yeah. But it's a great venue, and you'll the crowd there's just sing along with every word. It's a real good place. So I'm on holiday that day, but
yeah, I'm going to try and get through. So I'll try
Yeah,
and get
sweet.
through there, lads, and come and see
So,
you.
so we have a look. You're on your Awesome as Fake tour. We were
Yeah.
looking at just before. So you are
So,
touring all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah, 12th of April we start our next sort of like we try and get it in like weekend chunks.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
The 12th and 13th.
And the 11th, we've got Luton.
Yeah, that's it. The 11th, 12th, and 13th because that bloody video.
Another trio weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matt
it's all
Factory
up.
in Luton.
Literally up and down the country.
Yeah.
Luton, Kingston, Camden, Wigan, Barrow, then Llandudno, which is it's a choice.
Llandudno's a really good one. There's that motorsport lounge that we're playing at. They put on a good show, and it's the same, like you say, like it's a tight knit community, and they always like sell quite well, and
Oh,
it's a
amazing.
really good crowd.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think
And he
it's
says,
what
"Oh, go on, Chris. Sorry, mate."
really important is trying to like find these sort of communities where, you know, they have like a consistent level of great bands on, but then, the venue owners themselves are like really proud, and whether they're putting on tributes, original music, or whatever.
Yeah,
We've definitely sort of tapped into a few like a few shout outs would be like Saby Bridge. There's a place called the Blind Pig. It's great. first ever gig there. We've been back about 4 times, but like owners when they really, really care about
Yeah.
the putting on, and it's not just kind of like, oh, let's make some extra money on a Saturday night. Like, no, they actually they don't care about that. They just want to get like a community together of people who enjoy music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Rob all over, isn't it?
Yeah, so yeah, Rob Wheeler is the promoter for the Barrow, but he's incredible at that, and he's really flipped the town on its head when it comes to live music and
And
the
like you say,
alternative
he's
scene.
done it out of passion. There's no,
Yeah.
he's not in it for any money. You know what I mean? He works at the same spot as us, and he's doing it just because he wants to. I mean, he's in a band himself.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
big heavy metal fan, and we
Mm.
see him at other gigs as well. But especially on, I mean, if you look at, I suppose you'll play in towns like Llandudno and stuff. And for us in Barrow, we're quite away from anywhere where we can go to regular gigs. I mean, it's a good 2 hours for us. I mean, if you got kids, like we have, and
Yeah.
you have Steve, then you've also got you're looking at over 100 quid for a ticket. You're looking at 200 to 300 quid for a hotel.
Yeah.
You've got to fill them gaps with
Mm.
these great tribute nights. It means you can, go about your normal days and then go, right, let's go and have a meet up and watch some great bands come into town. So
There's some incredible tribute festivals. I don't know whether you guys are on any of those, but geez, the lineups are fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah, I love
every
it.
time.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
I
favorite
don't.
is I love the names of them. My favorite one is Glaston Budget. That is,
Glaston
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
whoever came up with that needs a raise.
Yeah,
I think that's the
great.
thing. There's a funny thing with like tributes, but even some of these bands where, again, to the boys, Green Day are still on top form after 30 years. Maybe a bit biased, but there's definitely a few bands that I've seen in my time where I've thought maybe the tributes are a little bit better. Maybe they've got a little bit of youth behind them, behind the
Mm.
side. They kind of, at the approach where they're a bit more passionate about it. Whereas, some of these artists, when they've been going 30, 40 years and they're kind of past it a little bit where they're just doing it for the sake of it, they love
Yeah.
it. You do find some of these tribute artists are just as good, if not better, as well. And I feel like then it still captures that sort of sense of the love of the music. So yeah, there's some great tribute artists out there for sure.
yeah. We've seen like you see like Whitesnake, say Whitesnake for example, and the singers are pushing 70, and they're just kind of
Wow.
rolling it out one more time, and then you come back to a tribute, and it's a guy in his 30s with a voice like an angel. It's like
Yeah.
wow, and then, like you say, it's just putting a little bit of energy back.
Mm.
We see some great. There's the AC/DC ones like Livewire and Limehouse Lizzie and bands like
Yeah.
that.
A couple of our mates are in like Motorhead tributes, and
Yeah,
cool.
and Made in Cumbria. we've
yeah,
got,
they're really good.
really
Like
good.
Maiden tribute.
And they come on and they play for like 3 hours.
Fucking
You don't know,
incredible.
don't know how they do it.
That takes
So
some
yeah,
energy.
yeah. I think there's. I mean, I know from being in a tribute band, you do get some people turning the nose up. Um, a funny one actually. When I emailed a place in Blackpool and said we were an Oasis tribute band and were the interested. And he said Oasis ... fuck off. And that was all I got back on the email. But yeah, in terms of being a tribute band, I think there's a real place for them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Like,
well
Sorry,
done.
go on.
from a financial point of view, as good as these artists are, sometimes the show costs to be able to put on massive pyrotechnics and whatever stage production. The tickets nowadays with the cost of living, they're getting very
Yeah.
expensive. So not
Yeah.
everyone can afford to pay 100+ quid to go and see like Foo Fighters or Green Day or Blink-182 or even artists like Sabrina Carpenter or like Dua Lipa or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't get the chances of being right down the front of a Green Day show, jumping around with your best mates in a sweaty mosh pit. Whereas you come to the meeting place or to any of the other places, you're in an intimate venue. It's it's energetic, it's sweaty,
Yeah. Right.
it's all the good things that you get in like an intimate rock show with these huge songs.
I've always thought that. I've always thought I don't know why like the tribute scene and why tribute bands aren't a lot bigger than they are. Because I'm like, you're literally seeing you can see your favorite artists for less than half the price. All right, it's not actually them, but like Chris said, like a lot of them are really, really good and do them justice really well, and they're really authentic. And I
Yeah.
just think, why would you not? Do you know what I mean? Why would you turn your nose up at it?
No, exactly. I agree, and especially in a time now where live music in pubs and everything has died a death, really, hasn't it? So if you get
Yeah.
these local little live music venues that are doing it, then yeah, it's a great place to go, especially for people who love live music like
Yeah,
we do.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, no, it's great stuff. So just moving on slightly, just so your story with as Green Day fans, who would you say is the biggest Green Day fan out of you three?
Quite tough, actually, I think.
It's definitely not Alex.
It's not.
He spends more time slagging off Green Day songs than he does singing Green Day songs. I'm not even joking. He's like, I hate everything after American Idiot. It's all rubbish.
Yeah.
Nah. And we're like, oh, can we play this one song? And he was like, no, shit. Oh, it's supposed to be in a Green Day tribute.
I think we've definitely warmed him up a little bit. I think, before we get into, I'm sure potentially one of your questions could be obviously how the sort of Green Day journey post American Idiot, obviously when they really hit their peak. But I think, there's definitely sort of what people thought of what Green Day were post that. I think Alex is one of those. And when you do delve into some of the albums, such as like 21st Century Breakdown, Revolution Radio, or even Saviors,
Hmm.
you do realize like, oh wow, they haven't really put the foot off the gas. They are still they are still pumping out really good albums and good tunes here. But I think they have had a few little misfires, or like the trilogy, Father of All, where
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little lower quality. So I think even like our frontman, like Cameron was saying, he was one of those people who kind of thought, oh, maybe they haven't still got it and haven't given those the time. But to answer your question, yeah, it's me. I am the
You've only got one Green Day tattoo. I've got two.
I literally have a painting of Billy Joe there.
We're competing
Starting a
now.
competition now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Who's seen Green Day the most then? I'll go.
I think Chris has, to be fair.
How many times have
you seen him? That's a good question, actually. What about you, Cam?
you 4?
Or Steve?
3.
5. Yeah.
Oh, we have a winner.
It will be 5. I will be on 5 this year.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, yeah, honestly, the first one, I always say it as a bit of a flex. The first band that I ever saw was the Beach Boys. First band that I ever chose to go and see was Green Day, and it was 21st Century Breakdown. They played Wembley Arena. It's actually on the Awesomeness book, the live album they put out. That gig that I went to, the first track off it, and it was just like, yeah, I need to start playing drums.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's
amazing.
great.
Something
And
different.
what can we expect from a Green Day show then? Because we've watched lots and lots of YouTube videos. We've got all the Milton Keynes ball footage. What can we expect live when you're there?
They're just like the most fun band you'll ever watch. Ever. They're so tight, but they're also still very old school. I don't think they play to backing tracks. I don't even think they play to click. And you can kind of tell, especially on the live records, a lot of the songs are quicker than the studio records and stuff, but they're still so tight. And when you see them live, it's just everything just sounds huge, bigger than the studio albums and stuff. And you'll just have the most fun time, and they'll just always pick the best set list. And every diehard Green Day fan will be treated with at least 1 or 2 deep cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time, which is amazing. And the thing I love about Green Day is they do everything from these massive stadium shows and festivals and stuff, but then they'll also still do relatively frequently, to be fair, the small intimate club shows where they'll do loads of deep cuts and stuff that it's just like a Green Day fans' wet dream. Is brilliant.
I saw some videos actually. I don't know where they were. They started playing pubs in London. Was it last year?
Oh,
there's an
yeah,
acoustic
yeah.
gig that's mental.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's
And they did
yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I remember that. I was away in
Yeah.
Birmingham at the time, and I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Fuck,
And the other one I saw, there was a cover band playing in some pub, and then they were playing Green Day. Billy Joe was watching them and then just got up with them and sang. I don't know if you seen that. It's
Ah.
Oh
absolutely
yes, yeah,
incredible.
that was in London. Was it Slim Jim, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Simpson sounds familiar.
Yeah, they played Basket Case. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
why do you think it's taken 22 years for Download to get Green Day?
It's an
Don't know.
interesting one. I mean, I've always associated Download really with just mainly metal. Like the only sort of pop punk kind of band that has been on the bill for quite a long time is Bowling for Soup.
Mm.
Yeah, but then you
yeah.
wouldn't put they're still in the same sort of area, sort of wheelhouse as the Offspring, some 41 and bands like that. You wouldn't say they were. I mean, I'm not
I
saying
think
they're
Sum
definitely
41,
like.
Sum 41, obviously they've got those very classic pop, like early 2000s pop punk tunes, but like certainly their later stuff has
They have
gone.
got some metal stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, I think, but then I don't know if that's. I mean, like the Offspring headlined in 2008, and obviously from Green Day and the Offspring are from pretty much the same club scene, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I think the Reading and Leeds link is probably the one for me. I think the fact that they came over and got I mean, it's a double payday, isn't it? It's there's a big pull there,
Yeah.
and especially when Reading and Leeds was still an alternative festival, which it isn't anymore. But I was surprised to see him at the Isle of Wight last year and not at Download.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was going to be
Expecting them
the
last
year.
year. Yeah.
Truthfully, if I've been thinking this for years. I was lucky enough. I got to play like Glasgow a few years back, and it was one of the years where it was like speculating like who was going to headline on the Saturday, and I was like, please be Green Day, because I saw them on the box and I thought this is great. There's an opportunity here to see Green Day, and it was Foos, and Foos like knocked out of the park still. Like they're Green Day, I still think they're the number one, but Foos are great as well in their own right.
Big Foos fan. Aren't you?
Yeah. Threes, yeah.
So shocked that Green Day have never done Glastonbury. Like you've had like Arctic Monkeys twice. You've had
Mm.
times. There's been like some huge rock bands that have done Glastonbury over the years, and I feel like Glastonbury, as you said, like Red and Leeds used to be alternative, and it's kind of lost its rock roots, and it's kind of gotten into more mainstream. Download stuck at it a little bit more, maybe gone a bit softer. If you look at it that way, it's not just metal, but Glastonbury's always been like the whole point of it is a mixed bag. You can have a legend on a Friday, you can have a pop artist on a Friday,
Yeah.
and a like the roots sort of like rock band. And it to me, like as Cameron's saying, like the experience of seeing the Green Day live, like they kind of have everything. They have like the big hits, a lot of big hits. They do deep cuts. The crowd interaction's amazing. They have loads of like pyrotechnics and people coming on in costumes, and he's a great storyteller. Like in between songs, he'll like make it very personable for every show. It's not like they play and then they leave. Like he's very much like interactive with the crowd. It's like what I would say is like the ideal Glastonbury Saturday night, headliner.
Yeah.
But it's weird how they've still not done that. So it's odd, between that and Download, that they've never, after 30 years of like a very good career, never done it.
Yeah, I think it's a strange one. I think it's I mean, since we started going to Download about 12 years ago, every year I've gone, I hope it's Green Day next year.
Yeah.
And then it never has been. And I said I thought it was going to be last year, and then it turned out to be Isle of Wight, and then I'd kind of totally wrote it off.
Yeah.
So when it got announced, I literally punched the air when
Yeah.
when,
We're
when
pretty excited.
yeah, really excited. Have you been to Download before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
2022, I went.
Ah, yeah, that was a good year. That great weather.
Yeah.
Who was
that was-
headlining? Who headlined that year?
Kiss. Yeah.
Kiss and Iron
Maiden.
Maiden. I mainly went for Biffy. I didn't think too much of Iron Maiden. Kiss were just like amazing. But yeah, I mainly went for Biffy. But like Frank Carter was there as well. Skindred
Yeah.
were there. Skindred are there. I feel like Download have got Skindred at gunpoint whenever they ask them to. Korn were there. Korn, I became a fan of Korn from there. I wasn't a big fan of them beforehand. I tried to get into them, but I just couldn't
I'm the same. I've been like that for a while, and it's finally clicked with me.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
because the
it
headlining
took
have
me to
forced me
see
to.
them live. It took
Yeah.
me to see them live, and I saw them live, and I was like,
You telling me you
best sets I've ever seen. And I was like, I'm a Corn fan.
never the boom?
Oh, all of it. I love it. I love it.
Come on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we were the
One-
same. They were slow burners for us, but now we're obsessed.
Yeah.
Mainly due to this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah,
Obsessed with every
doing
band.
the podcast has made us have to kind of, I don't know, maybe stick with bands a little longer than we would have in the past. We do
Yeah.
just kind of, just skip. We're actually trying to give everyone a bit of a fairer shot, really.
Yeah.
So who's going to download out of you guys?
Me.
You too? Good.
Are you going to go, Chris?
No, I was just pointing to you.
Oh, I was
You
pointing to you.
I'm like,
I'm,
I think we're on different.
I
Must
saw
be different.
Green Day
You're
on the
pointing at
bill, I
Johnny
was
on
like,
me. No, you'll have a great time.
yeah, I'm not. As soon as I saw Green Day on the bill, I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm going.
it's
I'd
your
love to
birthday.
go.
It's a great day as well. I'm looking forward to Weezer. I'm looking forward. Bloody hell, my bloody camera keeps turning off. I'm looking forward to Jimmy Eat World. Big Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Rise Against will be good. There's a lot.
I saw Jimmy Eat World open for Biffy Clyro in 2019.
All right.
It was great. It was brilliant.
I'd love to see Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy Eat World are a proper underrated pop punk artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really good as well. Like they're really good live. They're a really good band.
Yeah.
They're absolutely like. You see them now, and they still look exactly the same as they did in 2001.
Yeah.
It's like not aged at all. I said to him, I'm sure they're still wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
But yeah, really strange. I saw them in Manchester in 22, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them quite a few times with my wife, and so first time I saw them was 20 years ago, actually, on the Futures tour with my dad, and that's the last time he's seen them. And obviously, he'll be at Download with us.
All
So
right, again together.
yeah, it'll be really good.
Great.
So yeah,
I'd love to go to download. It's just getting the permission to be away again for another weekend.
yeah. I suppose you got that with being a touring. You have to get on try and get a press pass,
Yeah.
or win tickets or something. That's the.
Using all your points up for babysitters, is that what it is?
That's it, yeah.
In fairness, our front man, he's in a. I mean, I don't know why I'm doing this because he's not even here. So I shouldn't really be calling him out, but he's also in a tour tribute, but they're playing Bloodstock. And apparently some of these, bigger festivals now, they're also starting to have tribute artists. So
Yes.
the idea,
Yeah.
you go and see the actual bands, whatever. And then if there's let's say Tool aren't playing that festival this year, they're having tributes of certain related artists when you find at 12, 1, 2 in the morning to kind of keep the party going. So
They play in the Serpent's Lair at Bloodstock.
Yeah, they do. It's like the VIP.
The VIP bit. The VIP campers and stuff. They
Great
have its
idea.
on stage.
Yeah,
I think
brilliant.
so. Like you say, keep that party going.
Bit of plug in for him, and he's not even here.
Yeah, cut that bit out.
What is it? Tool Shed? Is it? Which one is it?
No.
yeah,
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too legit.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think they played in Barrow. I think they've done one in Barrow actually.
it was shit.
Give him some grief.
So yeah, I think we're probably running out of time a little bit on the thing. So,
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to bring up about your touring?
Yeah, I mean, Steve, you look like you've got a computer next to you. I see some
Yeah.
either aliens are abducting you or you've got a screen next to you. So if you want to reel off what dates we've got for the rest of this
Yeah. So on the 11th of April, we're at the Hat Factory Arts Centre in Luton. The 12th of April, we're at the Fighting Cocks in Kingston upon Thames. 13th, we're at Dublin Castle in Camden. Then we actually have Revenant Festival, which is the Whitby Goth weekend on the 25th of April. And then the day after, on the 26th, we're at the Boulevard in Wigan. We've also got the Meeting Place in Barry Furnace for the 2nd of May. And then Motorsport Lounge in Landudno on the 30th of May.
That's great. So,
Brilliant. What a run.
So if any of our listeners are in those regions or nearby, get your tickets. Go and see these guys in prep for Download. Get yourself warmed up. Get your excitement flowing, because that's what I mean. Just talking to some Green Day fans, I think it's
Yeah, it's got us giddy already.
yeah.
So.
I'm gonna go and put Bullet in a Bible on.
Yeah.
Oh, I
What?
watch that frequently.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've got a question for you two here. Seeing as obviously you're seeing Green Day, what song do you think you're looking forward to the most when you see them at Download?
I mean,
Ooh.
Jesus of Suburbia is
Mhm.
amazing. My
Mhm.
all-time favorite is Minority.
Do you do
Ooh,
Longview? Do you do
I
Longview
love
live?
Longview. Yeah, they should do.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
probably be mine, I think.
I think they'll condense a little bit of Dookie, so you'll definitely get Longview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So
Yeah,
we'll say
wrap it over there.
thank you very much,
Thank you
guys.
very much, lads.
No, thank you for
All
having
the
us.
best for the tour.
so
And
much for having
Cameron, if
Yeah.
if we spot you at Download, we'll say hello.
Absolutely.
Might see you in a few weeks in Barrow.
Yeah. All the best, guys. Have a great tour, and we'll see you again.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, lads. See you in a bit.
Right.
Bye.
There we go, mate. There's the boys from Green Fake telling us all
Brilliant.
about what we're going to be looking forward to immensely now. I was quite excited talking to them, listening to some guys with passion for something. It always,
Yeah, it's infectious, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is infectious. And they did a cracking job of, I think, describing what to expect at a Green Day show.
I was just picturing myself there,
I
drink
was.
in hand,
Yeah.
about the time where you need your hoodie on.
Yeah.
And, I'm around your mates. And all
Yeah.
that.
Oh, man. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be
absolute
great.
blast.
I think you struggle to have a bad time.
I'm really looking forward to a band that's got loads of dynamics. They've got songs you can jump around to and go in the mosh pit. You've got songs you can, like say, put your arms around your
Yeah.
brothers and sing away. I'm really, really excited for that now.
Yeah. They've got ballads. They've got longer feet.
Yeah.
They've got a good range of stuff really and we've said it in the past. If you get to a song you don't like or know, it's finished in 2 or 3 minutes.
Exactly.
It's not like it's a 15-minute song that you've never heard. You're back onto something else. You bring a bit of pyro. They come out to the Ramones, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Bit
Yeah.
of Blitzkrieg Bop. I think it's going to be, like I say, I think it's going to be one for the ages.
It's getting me excited, and even thinking about it, it's the Friday.
Yeah,
It's the first night.
that's the downer for me.
Yeah,
I think.
I love that on a Sunday.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Sleep Token, but I think them doing the Saturday night. I think if they'd have swapped them two round, it would have made.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I mean, that's not how booking festivals works, is it? But Friday night, we've got some of our friends that have never been to Download coming, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'll be
tickets.
yeah,
That'll be really good fun.
yeah, and I think it'll be very busy. I think that Friday.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
I think we'll probably have a fairly quieter weekend overall, probably similar to last year. But I think that Friday is going to be pretty massive, especially with a solid accompanying bill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed chatting to the Green Fake guys.
Yeah, what a good group of lads.
Yeah, they
Absolutely
were.
brilliant.
Yeah,
really
so,
passionate, enthusiastic.
Cameron, Stephen, and Chris, thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck on your tour. I'm sure you're going to smash it, and I'm sure you'll have plenty of downloaders joining you to get in the festival mood. So
It's perfect timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's perfect timing.
yeah, it's really good. So next week we're going to go through the last. So we've covered all the headliners now.
Yep.
We've done the main stages, Opus and Apex and Opus for Friday.
Yep.
And we now need to go to Dogtooth and Avalanche for Friday. So we
Yeah.
have been very busy listening to all the bands from there.
I've got some homework to do
Yeah.
this week for sure.
He's getting detention. But we are, the more I delve into this lineup, the more I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm finding some real gems down on Dogtooth.
Yeah,
that
it's amazing.
I'm really excited for, and look forward to talking about them next week.
Yeah, brilliant.
So thank you very much for tuning in again, and I hope you're all, enjoying. We are now less than 100 days.
It
to
is.
download.
Yeah, I think it must be 99, is it?
I think it was 100 this morning, so I think
was
we're
it?
ticking into the
Yeah,
99s.
okay.
So it's
On the
very
countdown.
exciting. Just over 3 months to go. We are nearly back on the hallowed turf of Donington. So catch you next week.
Speak soon.
Cheers.
This is the lowdown